What's happening, guys? Welcome back to Anime Casuals. We're giving you an extra video this week because guess what? I am all caught up on my editing, so that is awesome. Today we're going to be talking about something that was mentioned in a video maybe 3 videos ago on Michael and Johnny's Death Note video. So they actually had posed an interesting question that I thought I would answer, even though, like I said, I have not watched the entire Death Note series, although I was the one who edited that video, so I got to see a lot of clips and I got to get a lot of plot points from it. One thing that I thought was interesting was the idea of, would you use the Death Note if you had the Death Note? Now, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, a Death Note is a book where you write somebody's name down and you write how they die, and then they'll die with whatever, whatever seconds you want them or whatever minutes you want them to die at. So I thought I would do the usual thing and skirt that answer and go and give you guys just another. No, I will answer this eventually, but I wanted to give you guys an idea of how my thinking of this, which kind of starts with this parable told by a gentleman named Glaucon, who is, I believe I'm saying that correctly, but he was the brother of Plato. And if you don't know who Plato is, I'm not going to go super into it, but famous philosopher, student of Socrates. And in his book, The Republic, there was a story in which they're basically talking about morality, and Glaucon makes an argument to Socrates through this parable called the Ring of Gyges. But the interesting thing about this parable is it's very similar to The Lord of the Rings. If you've ever seen The Lord of the Rings, it's basically the same idea. So guy gets a ring, he's a shepherd for the king. An earthquake happens and he sees in the crater, he sees this corpse, and on the corpse is a finger, well, and a ring attached to the finger, and he ends up taking the ring and doesn't really think anything of it. And he's talking in like a court of people, and all of a sudden he puts, he's playing with the ring, and then when he turns it, he basically turns it inward like this, and all of a sudden he becomes invisible to everybody around him, and they start talking as if he's not there. So then he realizes that, well, I could probably get away with a lot of stuff, and ends up eventually even taking the king's throne, or seducing his wife and all that kind of stuff. So why did I tell you that story? Well, I told you that story to show what I believe. I believe that unless we have consequences to our actions, we don't really think in the most morally just way.
Oh shit, Sherlock.
And with that being said, there's some caveats that we should discuss here. At first, he was very hesitant to take it, and then he took it. Then he wanted to test it to see if it was real, and he tried it on some bad guys. I can't say that I wouldn't have done the same thing, because that curiosity kind of does kill the cat sometimes. So you end up getting very curious, but after I saw it had worked, I would throw it to the curb. Mainly because when people are given power, especially power without any consequences. Now let's just say that no L came along to challenge him. Nobody came along to challenge him. What would have happened then? All of a sudden, he just gets to pick and choose who dies. It's a lot like Dr. Manhattan from The Watchmen. He has just all this incredible power. Now, granted, he's not completely human anymore, but he does get to dictate what's right and what's wrong because he's just so powerful. And so I think that's a very interesting way to look at things. If you did have all this immense power and you could get away with it, that's a key part, is if you can get away with it, would you be capable of evil deeds? And I really think that for almost everybody, I can't really think of too many exceptions to this rule, including myself. If I could get away with anything that I wanted and could do the bare minimum and never get caught, why wouldn't you? It really doesn't make any sense to me to continue with this book, especially when you have that much power, right? But if somebody did give me something of immense power, like a book like that, a ring, powers like Dr. Manhattan or anything like that, I would have to decline him, because I know where my mind goes, and I know that even though I have this idea that I'm morally just, that I would do the morally just thing in these situations, I just don't know that for sure. I just don't know. If there's no consequences, what's stopping you from fulfilling your desires? And that's what Glaucon's trying to prove, is that without any consequences, it just boils down to your interests. And that's why laws are good, because they form some type of consequence for unjust acts. And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you guys agree with me, comment down below. If you guys don't agree with me, don't comment, please. I don't want to hear it. No. Go ahead and comment down below as well. What do you guys think? Would you guys be able to handle this kind of immense power if there were no consequences for you? With all that being said, guys, remember, keep it casual. Hey guys, thanks for watching my anime philosophy video on what I would do with the Death Note. Please like, share, and subscribe for more Anime Casuals. Our video schedule goes as follows. Video 1 will be on Wednesdays, Video 2 will be on Saturdays, and a weekend talk that's a little bit more like a podcast will be on Sundays, as well as a couple videos like this sprinkled in between. And if you like the background music to this video, go to Vlog No Copyright Music and subscribe to them. They have tons of free, non-copyright music that you can use for your vlogs or YouTube videos just like us. As always guys, don't forget, keep it casual.